The world stood still for a moment. Phones buzzed. Notifications flew. And across Weibo, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, one name trended globally in all caps. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are married. Yes, you read that right. In an era where even the slightest whisper from a celebrity can send the internet into a frenzy, this is the announcement that no one expected, but somehow everyone hoped for. After years of speculation, fan theories, cryptic social media posts, and enough slow-burn moments to put 1,000 dramas to shame, Xiao Zhan, Xiao, and Wang Yibo have officially tied the knot. And they did it their way, with mystery, magic, and cinematic romance. A ceremony under the Aurora Borealis. According to sources close to the couple, and later confirmed by their shared Instagram post, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo exchanged vows in an ultra-private ceremony on July 13, 2025, beneath the shimmering curtains of the Northern Lights in Norway. Imagine this: a snow-covered clearing surrounded by ancient pine trees. A small circle of friends and family dressed in elegant winter couture. A glass dome erected in the heart of the wilderness, with candlelight glimmering against the ice. And then, just at midnight, the green and violet waves of the aurora began to dance in the sky as Xiao Zhan walked down the path, his breath fogging in the cold air, eyes locked with Wang Yibo's. Yibo, clad in a tailored dark velvet suit with silver embroidery, stood waiting with a slight smile, the same crooked grin that melted hearts during his Untamed days. Xiao Zhan's ensemble, a traditional meets modern white long jacket inspired by Hanfu silhouettes, embroidered with lotus and cloud motifs, designed by a secretive haute couture studio in Paris. As the couple exchanged vows, the sky exploded in color. No fireworks, just nature's raw wonder. "I didn't think love would ever feel like this," Yibo whispered in front of the small gathering. "But with you, everything makes sense." "We've lived 1,000 lifetimes in the eyes of others," Xiao Zhan replied, emotion trembling in his voice. "But today, I'm yours, and you're mine. No scripts, no stage, just us. Years in the making, from on-screen soulmates to real-life partners." To understand the depth of this announcement, one must rewind to 2019, when the Untamed first aired. The chemistry between Wei Wuxian, Xiao Zhan, and Lan Wangji, Wang Yibo, was so powerful that it sparked a fandom phenomenon across the globe. But behind the scenes, something deeper was quietly growing. Though both stars remained fiercely private, their interactions off-camera were filled with subtle glances, quiet inside jokes, and that certain indescribable energy that only two people deeply connected can share. In 2020 and 2021, they were rarely seen together. Both pursued solo careers, Yibo racing motorcycles and climbing the music charts, Zhan releasing chart-topping singles and starring in critically acclaimed dramas. But eagle-eyed fans spotted clues. Matching necklaces, cryptic song lyrics, a spontaneous trip to Iceland for photography inspiration. Xiao Zhan wearing a silver ring on his pinky during a livestream. Yibo's sudden fascination with auroras in interviews. "Some things are better when they grow quietly," Zhan once said cryptically in a 2022 interview. "Like bamboo, strong, but unseen, until it breaks the surface." Now we know what he meant. The internet erupts, fan reactions around the globe. As soon as the news dropped, via a joint post on their Instagram and Weibo with a single image, the two of them, holding hands under the northern lights, captioned simply, "Forever." The world lost its collective mind. Weibo crashed for 2 hours. TikTok saw over 9 million videos using the #ForeverXiaobo tag in just 12 hours. Netflix tweeted, "The Untamed was just the beginning," and posted a teaser of a possible documentary. A petition to declare July 13th as Xiaobo Day gained 3.1 million signatures in 3 days. Even BTS's Jungkook commented, "True love is real. I believe again." Inside the vow book, "You're my calm in the chaos." A leaked page from their handwritten vow book surfaced online. How? No one knows. Possibly a guest who couldn't resist sharing, and fans are in tears. Wang Yibo wrote, "You've always been the loudest quiet in my life. The peace I didn't know I needed. Every motorcycle ride, every stage, every fall, I hoped you'd be there when I landed. And you always were. Zhan responded. You were never just a co-star. You were my mirror, my midnight coffee, my silence in the storm. Now, I promise to walk with you. Through glare and gossip, through light and shadow, through everything. The guest list, low-key but legendary. Though the ceremony was highly exclusive, here's what we've gathered. Our attendees included a director Zhang Weiwen, the Untamed, a costume designer Zhang Shuping, a singer-actor Lei Zhang, close friend to both, a Wang mother, who wore a soft blue hanfu and cried during the vows, a Xiao father, who reportedly toasted to a love braver than any storm. No cell phones, no paparazzi, just love, silence, and the northern lights. A love story for the ages, and possibly the big screen. According to inside industry sources, a limited series documentary titled Untamed Hearts, Behind the Love Story is in the early stages of development by a major streaming platform. Rumors suggest it will feature never-before-seen footage from behind the Untamed set, voiceover narration by both stars, and a glimpse into their journey from co-stars to life partners. We never planned for this story to be public, Xiao allegedly told a close friend. But maybe people need to believe in love that endures. Their matching rings, a hidden symbol all along. Fans zoomed in on the marriage photo and spotted something stunning. The wedding rings were engraved with tiny runes, a tribute to the spiritual motifs from the Untamed. But look closer. Xiao's ring reads, Lan Zhan in cursive. Yibo's ring reads, Wei Ying. A hidden message, a tribute, a promise. What's next? Will they keep it private or step into the light? While the world waits for their first interview as a married couple, both have posted brief thank you messages. Xiao on Weibo. To everyone who believed in love and let us breathe, thank you. We see you. We're grateful. Wang on Instagram. No labels. No headlines. Just love. We're home. Industry analysts predict a shift in how Chinese media views celebrity relationships, especially queer ones. Though neither star has made a direct statement on identity, their marriage sends a bold, powerful message. Love wins, even in silence, even when whispered, even when the world watches. Final thoughts. You were my destiny all along. In a world where relationships are scrutinized, speculated, and often shattered under pressure, the story of Xiao and Wang Yibo is a beacon of hope, not just for the LGBTQ+ community, not just for fans of the Untamed, but for anyone who dares to love quietly, truthfully, and bravely. As one fan wrote on Twitter, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji fell in love in fiction, but Xiao and Wang Yibo lived it in reality. What a world! No press tour, no marketing stunt, just two men who chose to love each other, in the shadows and now in the stars. And maybe, just maybe, that's the greatest Untamed story of them all. A night to remember. Inside Xiao and Wang Yibo's Aurora wedding. It wasn't just a wedding. It was a moment carved out of time. An intimate collision of love, nature, and symbolism that could have come straight from the pages of a fantasy novel. For two of China's most beloved stars, Xiao and Wang Yibo, the decision to marry beneath the northern lights wasn't just a romantic gesture. It was a carefully chosen act of rebellion against public scrutiny, a declaration of something timeless and untamed. Let's go deeper into the heart of that unforgettable night. A location cloaked in secrecy. The ceremony took place just outside Troms, Norway, known as one of the best places on Earth to witness the Aurora Borealis. But this wasn't just any location. Sources say it was a private Nordic retreat accessible only by snowmobile or helicopter, tucked between silent fjords and ancient pine forests dusted with fresh snow. The area was scouted months in advance by a trusted travel coordinator under a pseudonym, with guest phones confiscated upon arrival to protect privacy. Local vendors were sworn to secrecy, and every delivery was routed through multiple drop points to avoid attention. This wasn't a publicity stunt. It was an escape into stillness. The arrival, wrapped in silence and snow. Guests began arriving at dusk. There were no red carpets, no flashes of cameras, no booming announcements. Just the crunch of snow under boots and soft greetings exchanged under thick scarves and hoods. Each guest was handed a silver lantern, flickering with a live flame, to guide their path through a trail lined with ice sculptures. Each sculpture bore motifs from the Untamed, cloud patterns, lotuses, and the carved emblems of the Gusulan and Yunmeng-Jiang sects. By the time everyone was seated inside the crystal glass dome in the clearing, the last rays of the Arctic sun dipped behind the mountains, turning the sky indigo. Then the wind fell silent, and it began. The entrance, a scene worthy of cinema. First came Wang. He emerged from a forest path dusted with falling snow, wearing a midnight blue velvet suit embroidered with silver cranes, symbols of loyalty and immortality. Over it, a custom long coat inspired by ancient Xiao robes, the hem dusted with snowflakes, caught the soft lights from lanterns lining the aisle. His expression was composed but not emotionless. Every step forward was deliberate, his eyes fixed straight ahead at the altar, a minimal wooden structure shaped like a circle, representing eternal unity, backlit by the green shimmer starting to pulse faintly in the sky. A hush fell over the guests. You could hear hearts racing. Then, from the opposite trail, came Xiao. His ensemble was breathtaking, a white coat tailored with flowing hanfu lines, stitched with pearl thread lotuses blooming along the sleeves. His hair, softly curled, held a single silver ornament shaped like a cloud, a quiet nod to Lan Wangji. As he stepped into the clearing, the auroras surged above, as if nature itself responded to his presence. The soft green glow danced over the dome, spilling over the snow in waves. For a second, it was as if he were walking through a dream, eyes shining, cheeks flushed from the cold, lips parting just slightly when he locked eyes with Yibo. Neither looked away. The vow exchange, whispered promises, heard by the stars. The ceremony was conducted by a close family friend, who spoke in Mandarin with pauses long enough for the translator to whisper to international guests. But even those who didn't understand the words understood the feeling. When it came time to speak their vows, the couple stepped forward into the ring-shaped altar space. Wang began. His voice was quiet but firm. From the moment we first stood on that cliff in the Untamed, I felt it. I didn't know what it was. I only knew it would change me. You were the first person who made silence feel safe. I don't care about the world's timelines or rules. I only care about waking up beside you in every lifetime. Xiao responded, eyes glistening. They gave us roles. They gave us scripts. But what we made was never fiction. You were the one thing I never planned, and the only thing I'm sure of. I've seen you in every light. Fame, chaos, silence, peace. And every version of you, I've loved. There were no applause, just stillness, and the aurora, glowing now like soft brushstrokes across the heavens. The rings, a fusion of past and present. The rings were unveiled by a young child, reportedly the son of one of Yibo's motorcycle teammates. As he brought the small, carved wooden box forward, the guests leaned in. Each ring was unlike any other. Wang Yibo's was forged from black titanium, sleek and strong, inscribed inside with Wei Ying in Xiao own handwriting. Xiao was made of brushed silver, subtle and luminous, with Lan Zhan engraved beneath a delicate line drawing of a lotus flower. The act of sliding the rings onto each other's fingers felt like more than tradition. It felt like closure to a journey years in the making. A moment beyond time. As they kissed, just once, softly, forehead to forehead afterward, the aurora reached its peak. The green lights bloomed outward, joined by streaks of violet and blue. Some said it felt like the earth held its breath. Others said it felt like watching a love that had existed long before this world began. The couple stood there for a long time, unmoving, faces lit only by nature's lantern in the sky. Guests wiped tears. A few bowed their heads. Even the mountain winds seemed to pause. The feast, fireside laughter, and found family. After the ceremony, guests were led to a nearby wooden lodge, hand-built with wide glass windows facing the northern horizon. There were no long speeches, no performances, no flashy entertainment. Instead, there was laughter, hot cider, Mandarin covers of old love ballads played on acoustic guitar. Lei Zhong led a quiet toast in their honor, his voice cracking slightly as he said, you've given us a new definition of bravery. Both families, seated side by side, shared stories, jokes, and private memories. At one point, Zhan's father passed around a worn photo of Zhan as a child, dressed as a lotus in a school play. Yibo grinned and kissed his temple. The night's end, a private promise. Later, after most guests had turned in, someone glimpsed the newlyweds walking alone, wrapped in thick cloaks, heading toward the frozen lake nearby. There, beneath the open sky, they reportedly stood in silence for nearly half an hour. No cameras, no guests, no words, just the two of them. One final bow to the stars. One promise, unspoken but unbreakable. A love that no longer needed to be hidden. A bond no longer defined by drama scripts or fan fiction.